Hi, my name is Saran and I had my stroke in 2013. I've just got home from therapy and I really want to sleep. My fatigue is certainly giving me a bit of a whack today. But what I want to speak about is how much of a burden we can sometimes feel. And I speak to a lot of stroke survivors, and you know, we don't necessarily. It's not our fault that we have a stroke or a brain injury, but we feel as though if we need help, we're a burden, and so we try to do things and probably wear ourselves out even more. And it's funny because it's like I suppose the way people feel is that if we feel like we need help, that it's a weakness and therefore it's a bad thing. And having had a stroke where we actually need more help than we certainly would have beforehand, I was completely paralyzed, and even my arm still doesn't work. But I can walk, but I can't prepare dinner. So, last night my partner was away and I had to wait for one of my kids to, who are 12, 17, and 19, but I had to get one of the kids to basically cook. And I feel awful. Like, my partner actually says I can't cook, but that's not the point. What the point is that I feel as though I have to rely on other people because of the stroke. And, if I hadn't had the stroke, I'd be able to do this and I'd be able to do that, and I'd be able to, provide for myself. I'd be able to cook. I'd be able to butter bread and, properly. But, I can't because I have one arm. And I think, I think sometimes we have to try and put ourselves on the other side. So, I would say to my partner, God, doesn't it suck? And he would sort of say, yeah, but it's got to be worse for you. But, whenever I ask for their help, they never say no. And if you were asked for help, would you ever hesitate? And you wouldn't. And that's the thing. And yet we just see ourselves that we're just, we're such pain, and and people had to help us, and people have to sort of stop whatever they're doing and help us. But we would help. And I think sometimes, we need to see that our brain injury is not our fault, and that just because we're asking for help doesn't mean that we've failed, doesn't mean that we're weaker in any sort of sense. We just need help because we have had a brain injury, because we have a disability, which took me a long time to sort of get used to. So I suppose, I would like to ask the question, when do you feel like a burden? How do you cope with it? Like, because I try really hard to sort of think, okay, that's okay, because, I would do the same. So let me know how you deal with being a burden, because, it sucks. So let me know. See you later.